Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back again with another video, and this is going to be a top 5 list for the minifigure updates that LEGO needs to do right now. Minifigures have become such a large part of LEGO sets. In fact, they become so large that most of us end up buying sets literally just for the minifigures. With all the updates that we've gotten recently, it's a shame that some things LEGO is really just dragging their feet on. This list is going to be the 5 things that, to me, need to be updated as soon as possible. Number 5 is going to be rotating droid heads and a third leg. I don't know why this one has honestly taken so long. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard of a thing to do. They could simply just change the mold of the canister of the droid head and put one stud on top of it instead of 4, and then boom, all the droid heads can just sit on top of it and rotate as they want to. This is something that I feel is really important. All the droids we see, their heads rotate. They are freely rotating. They don't rotate in 90-degree increments. So it really does just make all the sense in the world for LEGO to update the minifigure this way. I do get the point that they've just had this mold for so long and that it maybe would be a lot for them to just change it for all droids moving forward, but it is something that I certainly would appreciate. And the biggest thing about this change is that even if they changed it right now, the other droids would still fit in with the rotating droid head canisters. It's not like it would look different from the outside. It would just allow you to be able to rotate the droid heads, and everyone would be very happy with that. Now, as far as the third leg, this is something that I really can't believe that they've never done. Every time we see the droids move, they retract their third leg and they are able to drive that way. But LEGO has still, one, never made a piece for it or never come up with a solution for us to create the third leg using existing pieces. And this is another one that's pretty shocking to me. The fact that there's literally that axle hole at the bottom of the droid canister that would allow them to create a new piece that could resemble a third droid leg to put under there. That way, if you want to have your droids positioned in a driving motion, you could just hold it back and then put the third piece on there. Number 4 is going to keep in line with our droid category, and it is just going to be a complete battle droid overhaul. We really do need a new mold for the battle droid torso as well as the legs. I think the head mold is fine, although I would appreciate some sort of print for the eyes, but every mock that I see involving battle droids has to have them standing in the most static motion, arm to the side, gun pointed straight ahead, and I really just think that they could be doing so much more with the battle droids. I know a lot of people have said, oh, they should have some sort of articulation. I can understand why they maybe wouldn't want to do that, just because with how thin the droid arms are, the joints just wouldn't be that strong, but I think it's perfectly sufficient for them to just have molded parts that are articulated. Insofar as, like, why have we not gotten a 90-degree droid arm? Why are the arms just straightforward? And also, why can't we get a mold of the legs in a running motion or a walking motion? I think that those would be 2 fairly simple things for them to do, but it would make a world of a difference when it comes to our battle droids and their posability. Giving us the option to be able to have our battle droids either in a running motion or holding their guns like this would make a very big difference in how we're able to display them, and we wouldn't have to have the standard boring poses of them either with their gun pointed straight out or their gun pointed straight down. The battle droid has been around as long as Lego Star Wars has been around, yet we've never gotten a single update to any of the molds other than the fact that they can now hold their gun straight up, which was very important obviously, but there are clearly more things that we can be doing with the battle droids to make them look even more accurate. The other thing I would like is a backpack mold with an antenna. The backpacks are something that they used to throw on the back of battle droids. Now they just kind of eliminated it altogether, and I really do think that it's an omission that I would like to see come back. I don't think they necessarily need to just have it be the 1x2 plate with the black lever piece on it. I think that that is, like, probably way too big for it, but if they just came out with a simple backpack mold for it with a small antenna molded into it, I think that would make a pretty big difference in the way the battle droids look and make them look even more accurate. So once again, 2 pretty straightforward things that LEGO could implement into the designs, and I think that it would really make a big difference, especially in this age of us getting so many updates to so many other things in Lego Star Wars. Number 3 is one that I have talked about ad nauseum on this channel, and I will continue to campaign for it until it happens, because it is very egregious that we have not gotten it so far, and that is simply an actual custom molded hair piece for Jyn Erso. If you look at the Jyn Erso figures we've gotten, the first one actually did come with a custom headpiece, except it was the hat with the hair underneath it, which did make me very optimistic in that we would actually get her real hair piece moving forward, but they just never gave it to us. When we had the Battle on Scarab set, they gave her the very generic random resistance trooper girl hair piece, and it really just kind of blew my mind, the fact that this is a main character character from a movie, and she couldn't even get her own custom hairpiece. The flashback version of Kira from Solo got her own custom hairpiece, but we can't get a hairpiece for Jyn Erso that actually looks like a hair in the film. I really just find this to be just totally ridiculous. It's honestly kind of sad that I'm still having to talk about it, but Lego, look, like, why not show some respect to Jyn Erso, which is why I'm still campaigning for the hashtag Justice for Jyn. Guys, Jyn needs a custom molded hairpiece. There's not really much more for me to say here. It just needs to be done. Number 2 is one that I'm sure all of you will appreciate, and that is that we need a new headpiece for the clone troopers. Okay, look, angry clone face, it has been said over and over again. We're obviously very tired of it. The worst part of it is not that they use it so much, but the fact that it does not even resemble a clone trooper. The fact that they've been using this headpiece for so long is really ridiculous. It's really puzzling to me. My guess is that there was some factory incident a very long time ago where someone overproduced them and they are still paying the price of it by trying to shove it into as many sets as possible. But let's be real here, guys. Jango Fett does not look anything like that headpiece. In fact, his skin tone should be much darker, and they shouldn't all be angry. Why can't they just have reserved facial expressions? I would be really pleased if Lego just came up with maybe 4 or 5 different head designs that they cycled through with each clone trooper, just to give some variety. The clones were obviously, you know, clones of each other, so they should look alike, but there's no reason that they should all have the same expression. So I would definitely campaign for Lego to not only change up the expressions on the headpieces, but I think that they absolutely deserve darker skin tones. Tamora Morrison obviously is not as pale as the Lego angry clone trooper. He needs this darker skin tone on his figure. I actually was talking to someone and they recommended this headpiece from the guy from the first Jurassic World movie, and I think that it would actually make for a very nice looking Jango Fett figure. So if anyone has that headpiece, I'd say throw a Finn hairpiece on it, send a picture to me of it, and I would definitely like to see how that would work out on a Jango Fett body. Given the list that I've just come up with, I think number 1 is probably going to surprise a lot of you, but it is easily the one that means the most to me just because it is of a very main character. Number 1 is that Rey needs dual molded arms with her half sleeves going down the bottom halves of her arms. It really just blows my mind that we have not gotten this yet. We have dual molded arms. That is obviously a thing with Lego. We just haven't gotten the correct color combination to be able to give Rey her exposed shoulders. And I think that that would make such a big difference in the way that the figure looks. The fact that all of her figures have the long sleeves now, it just does not look correct at all. I feel like one of the defining characteristics of Rey's aesthetic is the fact that she has the exposed shoulders. That is the one thing that has remained consistent throughout all of her outfits that we've seen in the films. Yet, none of the Lego figures reflect this. And I was really thinking that, you know, if they were going to do it, maybe they do it in a big set. So the UCS Falcon would have been the perfect opportunity for them to incorporate that, but they didn't do it at all. So I'm really campaigning for Rey to get dual molded arms. She needs to have the exposed shoulders. I really do think that this would make her figure that much more of a great figure with that much more detail. They don't even necessarily have to have a print on the wraps on her arms, but just give her the dual molded arms with the exposed shoulders. Like, I don't understand why this is something they haven't done, especially since she's come in a big $800 set. I felt that that would have been the perfect opportunity to do so. But my guess is they once again probably got a surplus of Rey's fins and BB-8s and just decided to throw them in the UCS Falcon just because they had a bunch of them and they needed to use them somehow, because we've seen those figures appear in so many sets. So that's going to be my list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about it. What are the biggest changes that you think Lego needs to make insofar as updates to minifigures? Are you completely happy with the slate of updates that we're getting right now? Are there other things that you'd like to see change? Please let me know. And like I always say, guys, if you like what I do, go ahead, hit the like button to support the video, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, and I'll be back again very soon. Happy holidays, guys.